So I'd like to give you an introduction to the InnoTrack cloud in order to get you going with your devices. So if you enter the InnoTrack, you go to Overview, that's the start of the screen, and then you will immediately see popping up all of the loggers that you have running. Here you define which one you want to see, the idle ones, in transit ones, the alarmed ones, or whatever. If you also here see the percentage. If we click on the plus, you can more or less see all of them that are there. If you go to a certain one, you see right away the specific ones. So you can immediately have an overview of what happened to your particular loggers. Also underneath, you can load data and you can have a look to all of the loggers that are running or not running, all the ones that are linked to your particular account. So that's in fact for overview. You can also select a device that you want to see. You can get to a destination, a receiver, or whatever. You can filter your items in order to get the right one. Okay. Then if we go to devices, you also need to make a load of the data, and you immediately have an overview of the alarmed ones or the ones that are in transit or idle. You can also have a look here and give you personal references and look into it the way you want to, or you can put the ID of a particular logger inside as well. Okay. So those are the overview of all the devices linked to your account. And then next to this, we have the device setting. I guess it's the main important page for you guys. So if you want to get into a device, you need to select a particular one. So we can, for example, take this one, or we can take multiple ones and make it the same configuration. I only take one for now. So it will load, and then we can choose. If you see the reporting interval, the minimum one is 20 minutes. This means reporting means the connection between the hub, not the 2G card or 3G card inside the logger, and the cloud. That's the reporting interval. The recording interval you can set in 10, 30, or 60 minutes. So every 10 minutes, for example, in this case, it will connect and it will download the temperature and make a data point of it. This is personal, so you can put in a shipment ID, whatever, which goods are in, who is the carrier. You can have an asset of ID, a vehicle name, and a receiver. That's up to you to complete this or not, so it's free. Then the start delay time. So whenever you want to start the logger later than if you put it on, you can, for example, say, okay, I want to get it started after 1 hour because we still need to handle goods or to do something. So that's a choice. Here you can also look into what you want to have as report option. Do you want an overview, web view? That's everything you can choose. Here you can put in the device route. You're going from, for example, Brussels to Copenhagen or whatever, and you put in the estimated trip duration. Personal reference might be important because you can choose, if you remember, if you go to devices, and you can put in a personal reference in order to get this. Also here, that's something you need to disable or enable. It's the manual stop on the logger itself. So you can push the button in order to stop it. But if you don't want people to interfere with it, you can say, okay, I don't want anyone to do something with the device, and you say, I forbid. Then you go to next. Here, you might have some cargo profiles that you preset before, and then you can just click on it. Or you say, no, okay, I make a new one. So for example, you make it the 2 to 8 in temperature. You can put in the humidity threshold. There also is a light threshold and a shock threshold if you want to. So this you can put in, and then you can choose whether you want to receive alerts or not. That's also an option you can configure. The alert time. Do you want to be alerted at any time Or do you say, no, I don't want to be alerted by at night, for example, or only during day, or whatever, you can configure this here. Then you put in the alert mail or the mobile phone. If you want to receive an SMS, there is an additional charge depending on which country. So I can give you the list afterwards, but that's depends on the country itself. And you can also share information. So you see it here, when the trip starts or ends, you can immediately have sent an email to your receiver, for example. Yeah, so this is the mail that you put in here. Don't need to, you can do so. And then you have the location alerts. So, for example, I want to be alerted when it comes to a certain location. I now here put in Brussels Airport, but you can pick more of them if you want to have particular ones. And then you choose the name and you have it here. You say, okay, I need to be alerted through this email when it comes to this particular location. Okay. And then when you put in the location, you can also put on the auto flight mode. This means that whenever it comes to this location, it will stop connecting to the clouds. And then here you enter the duration of the flight. For example, you have a flight of 4 hours. You also need to be there, let's say, 1 to 2 hours upfront. So you calculate 6 hours for the flight. So whenever it comes to the location in Brussels Airport, for example, it will stop connecting with the clouds for 6 hours. Whenever it comes to the next destination, let's say Spain or whatever, within the 6 hours, then it will immediately connect again to the cloud and send all the data that are being stored in the logger itself meanwhile. Okay, so, and then you click on next, and here you get the overview of everything you've put in. So you see that everything is set that we discussed before, and then you just say confirm setup, and then it's done. Okay, so it's easy. You can go through everything and you can set up, and then afterwards the logger which you defined here, you just need to push the button and it will take the complete configuration and do as you told them to do within those settings. All right. Then we have the section reports. Here you have all the reports that you have demanded before. So they are all being stored here. And you can have a look at the report. For example, this alarmed one. You go into it. And here you see, okay, alarm, highest temperature, lowest temperature, and you get an overview of what you've asked for. Okay. So that's, yeah, I think clear to everyone. It's not a difficult issue. And now we have the user manage. User manage, here you can edit profiles, you can change password, you can create other users or sub-admins. And here you can assign devices to multi-accounts. So if you have a device linked to your account and you want to share it with other ones who need to have a look into the data, you here can assign those devices to their accounts as well. So you just click on it, then you choose an ID. For example, we take the same one as before, we say next, okay. And then here you can choose a user account, okay. And then you say next and you can link it. So it's easygoing, I guess. So I think that's about it. So it's a very easy to use cloud. Everything is quite clear and feasible. So you can enter some details in order to get a particular overview. And yeah, I think that's the main thing to know and to work with it. So okay, I hope you will enjoy. And if any questions, you can always relate to me. Thanks for your attention. Bye-bye.